grabbed my arm. "Magic," he said warningly. I nodded and slowly lowered my wand. Then Petra noticed a window on the side. "It's not locked." Delph boosted her up first, and she slid through. I followed. Delph lifted Harry too through the opening and into my arms, and then he brought up the rear. We were inside a vast chamber that was far larger than Steeple's, though it had similar brightly coloured windows, rows of seats, and a raised area up front where sermons were no doubt given. I wondered whether the sermonizer who spoke here was as depressing as Ezekiel. Petra said in a hushed tone, "Where do we go now?" I pointed to a set of stone stairs. "Let's see what's up that way." "Why not down?" said Petra, pointing to another set of stairs that apparently led to a lower floor. "No," I said. "Up is better." She gave me a sceptical look, but I didn't wait for her approval. I walked over to the stairs with Harry too beside me. Delph and Petra hurried after us. That's when we heard the footsteps at the entrance. We ducked down between two sets of pews as I heard someone say, "Ingresso." The doors flew open. I lifted my head a bit so I could see over the backs of the pews. It was the same two cloaked figures. But this was impossible. I hadn't used magic before they got here. How could they be? I looked down at the mark on my hand. Was it that? As the footsteps drew closer, I heard one of the males say, "Are you sure?" I peered over the edge again in time to see the other bloke hold up his wand. "See for yourself," he said. The wand was glowing. He spun round to face where we were hiding. "There," he snapped. He pointed his wand and said, "Infernus!" "Imbattlemento!" I instantly cried out. His blast of fire ricocheted off my shield spell, and he had to duck to avoid being incinerated. The second bloke rushed forward, casting spell after spell our way, each more powerful than the last. Petra cast a shield spell as well, and his magic rebounded off it and smashed into the pews, destroying them. Spells were now being cast so quickly I could barely follow them. Glass shattered, wooden pews disintegrated, and a small statue exploded when hit by a glancing blow from a rebounding spell. I had never been in such a battle as fast and fierce as this one. Though we were still invisible, we were in terrible danger of being killed simply by being in this confined space. I was hurling spells so quickly I could barely remember thinking of the incantation before sending it off. When I glanced at Petra, I saw both terror and fury in her eyes. Somehow, this filled me with resolve. I slid on my belly, squeezed under a pew, came up behind the bloke and said, "Impacto!" He was blasted off his feet and flung against a wall. But the bloke rebounded off it, turned and fired multiple spells in my general direction. I ducked, then threw myself over a pew. I turned in time to see Delph get slammed against another pew. I heard Petra cry out as she was hurled over another pew, crashing on the floor. I whirled round on the same bloke and fired every spell I could think of, but he was deflecting them left and right. My arm was growing weary, and Petra had not recovered enough to help me. When a spell hit so close to my head that it made me dizzy, I ducked under a pew for a moment to catch my breath and clear my senses. When I looked back up, I almost cheered as I saw Delph slam into the male, lift him up, turn him upside down, and pile-drive him into the floor. I had seen Delph use that same move in the duellum back in Wormwood. The bloke went limp. The next instant, a light shot right past my face, hit the wall behind me, and knocked a hole in it. The spell knocked me head over heels and broke the magical tether keeping the others invisible. "Got you!" roared the other bloke who had shot at me as he pointed his wand right at Delph's exposed chest. Before I could regain my feet and aim my wand, a voice called out, "Subservio!" Petra's spell hit the bloke square on. He instantly went rigid, and his wand hand dropped. He simply stood there, looking blankly ahead. We rose on shaky legs and approached him. "Thanks, Pet. You saved me," said Delph weakly. "That was quick thinking, Petra," I said. She let out a long breath.